Alright everyone, welcome back. Get ready, because this time we're diving deep into a sonic world unlike any other. We're talking about the latest album from Fucked Up and his crew, and this is no ordinary album, folks.
Not ordinary at all, it's an adventure.
Yeah, an adventure where music battles a monster made entirely of trash.
A total sonic odyssey. It's wild and strange and surprisingly profound. We're going to be unpacking the story, the characters, even those bizarre lyrical metaphors Fucked Up loves to use.
Love it. So before we get to this trash monster, let's meet our heroes. First up, Fucked Up, the man himself, the psychedelic maestro.
Yeah.
You know, what I find fascinating about him is how his music just kind of blurs the lines between reality and some other dimension.
Absolutely, yeah. Fucked Up's backstory is key here. I mean, he's totally into sound manipulation, using psychedelics, not just for fun, but like as a tool to understand consciousness itself.
Wow.
So that exploration kind of bleeds into his music, creating this soundscape that feels familiar and alien at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Mason Manor, our heavy metal hero. You guys have this terrifying stage presence, always performing with a paper bag over his head.
Right.
But off stage, I hear he's a total sweetheart. That contrast is so intriguing.
It really is. It speaks to the duality of his character. His music is aggressive, brutal, but underneath it all, there's this deep well of pain. And his tattoos tell the story too, you know. A hidden past etched onto his skin.
Makes you wonder what kind of darkness he's channeling into his art.
Exactly.
And then we have Todd Lowry's, our resident sonic anarchist. A former wrestler, can you believe that?
I know, right?
Which I guess explains his love for pushing boundaries and bending all the rules.
Think about that transition from wrestling to experimental music. Both are intense, demanding, both require this level of like risk-taking. It's almost like he traded one ring for another.
Yeah.
His music is his new combat.
I like that. Okay, so we've got this incredibly diverse and talented trio, and they're about to face a literal mountain of garbage come to life. When I first heard about this trash monster, this beast, I thought it was just a metaphor.
It is a metaphor. But in this album, it becomes real. This beast is like the ultimate manifestation of our excess, our waste, our disregard for the planet.
Pretty powerful image.
Yeah, and it sets the stakes pretty high for our heroes.
Okay, so let's jump into the album itself. Track 2, Girl Gang. This is where you meet Dr. Girl, PhD, and her crew. It's a laid-back track. They're just chilling in the studio. No clue about the impending doom.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm, really. And the music reflects that. It highlights their creative energy, that collaborative spirit. Fucked Up's in his element here, experimenting with sounds, pushing boundaries. But there's this underlying tension, a sense that something's about to change.
And change it does. Dentata, track 3, that's where the beast makes its dramatic entrance.
Oh yeah.
You can practically hear the world shifting as they become aware of this threat.
You can feel it. The music gets more chaotic, more urgent, reflects the realization that, you know, everything's about to change. And it's also our first taste of how they'll use their music as a weapon against this monster.
So what's their plan? Do they just blast the beast with heavy metal and psychedelic beats?
Well, track 4, Welcome to Earth, shows us their first move, and it's all about knowledge. They're digging through all books.
All books?
Yeah, like every book ever written. It suggests that understanding the enemy is their first line of defense.
I love that. It's like they're saying, hey, even when facing a giant trash monster, knowledge is power.
Right.
But is book smart enough to take down something that big and scary?
That's the question, isn't it? And it gets answered in the next track, Weapon F. Their research leads them to a comic book.
A comic book?
Yeah. An unexpected source of knowledge, but this comic details the story of a mummy king, the key to defeating trash creatures.
A mummy king. Now that's a twist. It's like they're pulling inspiration from ancient mythology and pop culture at the same time.
And it sends them on a classic quest, the Claptrap, track 7.
Okay.
This is where we find them venturing into an ancient tomb, the music echoing the mystery and danger.
I love a good tomb exploration. This is like Indiana Jones meets a psychedelic rave. Well, what about this mummy king? Is he going to help them, or just be another obstacle?
Well, they finally awaken him in Quest 4 Cool Track 8. But there's a catch. This all-powerful mummy king has demands, and they all revolve around snacks.
Wait, seriously?
Yep, he wants specific treats, and he wants them to be cool. It's so unexpected, so wonderfully absurd.
That's hilarious. This ancient being who could destroy the world is obsessed with snack time.
Exactly.
I can't wait to find out what kind of cool treats they dig up for him. But before we get to that, I think it's time for a break. We'll be back soon to continue the Sonic adventures, so don't go anywhere.
Hey friends, Teddy Lipinski from Future Unlimited Pharmaceuticals. I got a question for you. Do your dusty old bones feel like they're full of green dust? Do you hate your job? Sometimes feel like you wanna die, man? Well, get Ozlac! Come on!
Ozlac is like crack that makes you feel better about being deader.
You moron!
So keep your bones to the grindstone and your soul in the shredder. Ozlac makes your insides wetter.
Ozlac is not approved or recommended for human consumption. Use at your own risk. But you can trust us because we're Future Unlimited Pharmaceuticals.
So our heroes have made it into this ancient tomb.
They did.
And they've woken up a mummy king with a serious snack craving.
That's right.
I gotta know how they managed to satisfy this guy's very particular, snack demands.
Right.
It's such a weird detail, but it makes me think about how Fucked Up always throws in these unexpected, curveballs into his music. It keeps you on your toes.
It really does, yeah.
Keeps things interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack track 9, The Mummy. A Hero Must Rise. What happens when the Mummy King gets his snacks?
Well, he's a changed being. The music totally shifts, becoming this upbeat, almost celebratory track. The Mummy King, he gets into these fresh clothes, puts on a beat, and here's the thing. He finds this old beat in his wardrobe.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
An ancient Mummy King rocking out to a beat he found in his closet. Come on, that's gold.
It's brilliant. It plays with this clash between ancient and modern, and it highlights this unexpected personality of this character. Plus, it makes you wonder, what kind of music was the Mummy King bumping back in the day?
That is a great question. But for now, we've got a snack-fueled Mummy King ready to battle a trash monster.
Yeah.
Did they just, head straight into the fight, or are there more twists and turns coming our way?
Well, track 10, On the Loose, this is where we meet another character, Donnie Knoxville.
Ah, Donnie. I heard whispers about this guy. What's his deal? What kind of sonic energy is he bringing to this party?
We can guess that he brings, some unpredictability, maybe even some chaos to the mix.
I like it. A wild card in the midst of all this monster fighting mayhem.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the crew is assembled. We've got Fucked Up, Mason Manor, Todd Lowry's, Dr. Girl, and now Donnie Knoxville.
The whole gang's here,
Plus a snack-satisfied Mummy King who's ready to rumble.
ready to go.
What happens next?
Well, track 11, Return of the Curse, is where things get really intense.
Okay.
They're finally facing the beast. The music reflects this epic showdown. But that title, Return of the Curse, suggests there's something more to it.
A curse. So this beast isn't just a pile of trash, there's a supernatural element to it.
Seems like it.
That's a little creepy. It makes you think about the consequences of our actions. How our choices can have these huge ripple effects.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you consider the beast as a symbol of, our disregard for the planet.
Right.
Okay, so they're facing this cursed creature, this beast,
They are.
who lands the final blow.
Well, track 12, Girls v. Beast, we hear a news report from Bud Helford.
Okay.
He delivers the super cryptic message, love triumphs over power.
Okay, wait. Love triumphs over power. What does that even mean? I'm so lost.
Yeah, right, it's a total twist.
But I'm intrigued, I need to know more.
Yeah, we're left wondering, how does love play a role in defeating this cursed monster?
I need answers. Thankfully, we have the fact. When in Rome, to maybe shed some light on this, what happens? Does the Mummy King save the day?
Well, he does. The Mummy King utters an incantation, this heavenly language, and the beast vaporizes into dust. It's a really powerful moment, It highlights the ancient wisdom and knowledge that the Mummy King has.
So ancient wisdom wins again. But what about Dr. Girl and her crew?
As the dust settles, they reappear, seemingly unharmed.
Really?
Yeah, they save the world, it's this triumphant ending, but it leaves us with so many questions.
So many questions. Maybe that's the beauty of Fucked Up's music, though. It sparks these conversations, these explorations of the unknown.
Exactly.
It's not always about the answers.
Right.
It's about the mystery, the things that make you think.
The things that stay with you.
Alright, so before we get too lost in the what-ifs, let's take a moment to appreciate this sonic journey. We've encountered psychedelic beats, heavy metal riffs, ancient incantations, even a snack-loving Mummy King. It's a testament to Fucked Up's creativity. His ability to blend genres, characters, metaphors into something truly unique.
Absolutely.
Speaking of metaphors,
Yeah, let's do it.
what do you say we take a closer look at the beast? and what it represents.
Let's go.
So, this album, it's wild, right? I mean, we've got a trash monster, a mummy king who loves snacks, and music that could, like, melt your face off.
It's classic fucked up, you know? He takes all these absurd elements and somehow turns them into this story that's, like, entertaining and makes you think.
Yeah, and it makes you think about the beast.
Yeah.
We've talked about how it represents excess, but I feel like there's more to it than just a giant pile of garbage.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Think about how the beast is described. It's always growing, consuming everything in its path.
Yeah.
It's almost like a physical version of our own desires.
It's not just about the trash.
Right, exactly.
It's about always wanting more, more, more.
Yeah, that constant hunger.
And that's a pretty heavy message coming from, you know, a guy like Fucked Up who's all about exploring consciousness.
It makes you wonder, maybe the real battle isn't with some external monster, but with, like, the beast inside all of us?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, our greed, our selfishness, you know, not caring about the consequences.
So we're all carrying a little bit of the beast inside us. That's a bit of a scary thought.
It is, but it's also kind of empowering, you know?
Yeah.
Because it means we can change. We can choose to face those negative parts of ourselves. We can choose to be more mindful, more caring, more responsible.
Like Fucked Up and his crew. They choose to fight back against the beast,
Exactly.
using their music, their creativity, their unity to make things better.
And that's what makes this album so, like, inspiring. It's not just a warning about a messed up future. It's a call to action, a reminder that we can make a difference even when things feel overwhelming.
So what's the takeaway here? What do you hope people will get from listening to this Sonic Odyssey?
I think it's about realizing that we all have the power to face our own beasts, whether they're inside us or out there in the world. It's about using what makes us unique, you know, our talents, our perspectives, to create a world that's more harmonious, more sustainable.
And maybe it's also about embracing the weird, the unexpected, just like Fucked Up does with his music. Because sometimes the strangest things can lead to the most profound insights.
Absolutely.
This whole album is like a testament to the power of imagination, of working together and believing that even in the darkest times, music can light the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think that's a perfect place to wrap things up. To our listeners, we encourage you to check out this album. Let the music wash over you, listen closely to the lyrics, and see what beast you might find along the way.
And remember, you have the power to overcome them. We'll see you next time.